Umar Nurmagomedov didn't hold back when talking about his teammate, Islam Makhachev's preparation for Jack Della Maddalena. He said Islam isn't stepping into UFC 322 with just one plan. He's coming in with an entire alphabet of strategies ready to go.
He have, he don't have some just one plan for fight, and he have plan A, B, C, and like all alphabet, D, E, A, everything, like if something not he couldn't do, he gonna try other one. Other one not good, he have next plan, and he's amazing. He's amazing fighter, and he's amazing friend, brother, and I think he will take this belt. I think he deserves.
Vickham upcoming clash with Della Maddalena on November 15th is already being called one of the biggest fights of the year. The former lightweight king, who vacated his 155 pounds title earlier this year, is now chasing new glory at 170 pounds. On the other side, Australia's own Jack Della Maddalena has been tearing through the division, defending his welterweight crown with surgical precision. Many see this matchup as a true test of styles, the calm, clinical striker versus the relentless grappler known for his smothering control.
Islam Makhachev has had some success against our Anzac fighters, Alexander Volkanovski, Dan Hooker. We're hoping that it will not be a 3-3.
Yeah, you want to get that win, We want to get it back for what better way than defending the belt, pound for pound #1. The plan is to blow the roof off MSG and stamp my case in the history book.
Who faces Mario Bautista at UFC Fight Night 162, has spent years training shoulder to shoulder with Islam. He says the difference in power now is incredible. According to him, Makhachev has completely grown into his welterweight frame, stronger, faster, and more explosive than ever. Omar calls this version of Islam the most complete fighter he's ever seen, methodical, composed, and carrying a level of power few are prepared for.
I think he's very built well for welterweight.
Yes, he become a bigger, now he have more power, more than ever, and I think he's ready.
Stakes couldn't be higher. For Islam, this isn't just about a new division. It's about proving greatness has no limits. For Della Maddalena, it's the ultimate chance to defend his throne against one of the most dominant champions in modern UFC history. The storyline feels timeless, a battle between a calculated veteran, moving up in pursuit of greatness, and a rising champion determined to hold his ground. Even outside the cage, Islam's move to welterweight has sent shockwaves through the sport. Ilia Topuria, never one to stay quiet, has had his eye on Makhachev for months. After knocking out Charles Oliveira at UFC 317, Topuria made it clear if Islam wins gold at 170, he wants that fight. His goal, to chase history as a potential 3-division champion. But he's equally blunt. If Islam fails to dethrone Della Maddalena, there's nothing for him to chase. If Makhachev wins, though, Topuria promises to rise again, setting up a super fight that could rewrite UFC history.
დამარცხებულ ისლამთან გირჩევნია თქვა შემდეგი ბრძოლა თუ პირობითად გამარჯვებულ ცაროკინთან.
მოკლედ ვერ გავიხსენე სიტყვა, მაგრამ ისლამი თუ დამარცხდა, დაბრუნდეს დაღესტანში, თავის ფერმაში. ნუ მოიგო კიდე წესო, ხო? ხო, წვარი მომწესოს. ცოტა
Beat in the scenes. Coach Javier Mendez has been amazed by Islam's transformation. When Makhachev first announced his move up, it wasn't an easy adjustment. Years of cutting to 155 had taken their toll. But after months of disciplined training, Islam has molded himself into a true welterweight, leaner, stronger, and every bit as sharp. Mendez says the speed, timing, and technique that once made him unstoppable at lightweight are all still there, now backed by even greater power. In fact, he admits he doesn't see any reason for Islam to ever return to 155 again. The Dagestani star looks perfectly built for 170.
I watched him train. I watched what he was doing, and I was so impressed. And then he did his first sparring, and I was blown away. I was blown away how good he got, how well he adjusted to the weight. I was blown away. So I'm very confident in him, and regardless what anybody says, he's still #1 pound for pound in my eyes. So that's my guy, pound for pound #1, Islam Makhachev. And the new version of him is coming, on November 15th at Madison Square Garden, and he will be the new welterweight UFC champion.
Other fighters on the UFC 320 card have their own takes. Carlos Prates, who's also fighting that night, believes Della Maddalena's biggest weapon isn't just his striking, it's his composure. He's seen Jack stay calm even when chaos breaks loose. For Prates, that mental toughness could be what helps Jack survive Islam's unrelenting pace. If Della Maddalena maintains his rhythm, he might be able to drag Islam into the deeper rounds, where things could get unpredictable.
The main event is also in your weight class, JDM and Islam. Who do you think is going to win that?
I think the favorite is Islam, but Jackie show like he grew up a lot as a fighter. Since he stopped fight now, he was a long time without fight, almost 2 years, and he got really good skills to fight Belal Muhammad, defense takedowns. So I think he's gonna win.
You think Jack is going to win?
Yeah,
Wow. Do you think he wins a decision, or do you think he stops him?
I think decision is really hard fight.
You think Islam stays at 170 or he goes back?
If he lose, I don't know. It depends how he feels during the fights. How close is gonna be the fight?
Osvaldo Romero also shared his respect for the Australian champion. He's watched Jack grow with every fight, smarter, stronger, more disciplined. Romero says Jack's balance between aggression and control makes him one of the hardest fighters to prepare for. He rarely makes mistakes, and that composure, in Romero's eyes, makes him a nightmare matchup for anyone.
Yoel Romero gives his honest take. Yoel Romero just shared his thoughts on a potential showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, and it's a must-hear. Romero believes that Maddalena, while being a big 170-pounder, might face a tough challenge against Makhachev's superior grappling. Do you think Jack's striking can beat Makhachev's grappling?
Charles Oliveira, who knows exactly how suffocating Islam's top pressure can be, analyzed the matchup from a more technical point of view. Having been there himself, Oliveira understands just how draining Islam's control can be, but he also sees Della Maddalena as a fighter who stays patient and never panics. Jack picks his shots, conserves energy, and builds momentum slowly. Oliveira finds the idea of this fight going into the championship rounds fascinating. If Jack can weather the early storm, he might just have a chance to flip the script late.
O que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Maddalena e o Islam? Maddalena, ele é um jogo muito complicado, porque ele é um cara que ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né? Aos poucos, né? Aos poucos. Foi o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Islam vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte, é um jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta, mas se deixar o Islam agarrar e botar pra baixo, é o time.
Fighter Stephen Thompson views the fight with a bit more caution. He admires Jack's talent but questions the timing. Jumping straight from top contenders into a bout with someone as dominant as Islam, Thompson says, is a huge leap. He doesn't doubt Della Maddalena's skill, but he wonders if this move came too early, especially with elite names like Shavkat Rakhmonov and Ian Machado Gary waiting in line. For Thompson, it might simply be a case of too much, too soon.
Who do you think wins that fight between Islam and Jack Della Maddalena?
Well, first off, I gotta say, if I was Shavkat Rakhmonov or Ian Gary or somebody that is right there who's really worked hard to get there, I'd be pretty pissed. Because, this guy, JDM, just got the title, and then he's giving somebody else a shot at what I've earned the right to have, which is the title shot. Like, give JDM a shot at, give him one or two more guys. If he beats them, then give him somebody outside the division. But I would be kind of pissed. I would be kind of upset that they're giving this guy immediately somebody from 155 division. Now, I think it's a very tough fight for Islam Makhachev. Bigger guy. Somebody who won the title from somebody with a similar style in Belal Muhammad. Mm-hmm. I do believe Islam Makhachev striking is a lot better than Belal Muhammad's, but their pressure, their cardio, their wrestling background, fairly similar. Obviously, I think one would be better than the other, but he's faced somebody a lot exactly like him. So I think it would be a tough fight for Islam for sure.
Obvious that for today's video, who do you think takes it? Islam Makhachev or Jack Della Maddalena? Drop your predictions in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another update from the world of MMA.